Don't be too hard on yourself, but at the same time, you have to be hard enough on yourself. So we often hear advice such as work, 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 grind, 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 work 25-hour days and 8 days a week and all this kind of stuff. Some people, that works for you. But I know me personally, I'm not the type for that. I need a nap, every now and then. But you have to be hard enough on yourself that you achieve the thing you set out to do, but not so hard on yourself that you make perfectionism the standard. Kobe Bryant is a good example of this. He had a mission of being the best basketball player there ever was. Like, that was his goal. His goal wasn't get to the NBA. It wasn't get on a certain team. It wasn't score a certain amount of points. His goal, his standard was be the best there ever was. And he was somebody who, whether through deliberately training himself to get to this point or naturally, was able to do those 18-hour days where he'd wake up at 4 in the morning and go back at home at 11 p.m. He was somebody who could do that. As of right now, I know I'm not that. But I have to be harder on myself to keep my standard and keep, posting consistently because the last 2 days I haven't been putting out the usual 5 TikToks like I say I will. And it's very important that we keep our word to ourselves. Very, very important we do. Because for those who don't know, my name is Lawrence. I'm a youth empowerment speaker. As of right now, I'm 19 years old, and I've spent the last 4 years specializing in helping teen young adults build self love, confidence, and overall a positive outlook on life. And something that comes up a lot is this notion of being good enough, this notion of working hard enough, this notion of being enough. And we'll start to measure ourselves to the person online with a Bugatti, or we'll measure ourselves to our favorite celebrity, or we'll measure ourselves to this sports player, or this rapper, or this artist, or whoever. We'll start to measure ourselves to all of these people who have been doing it for decades, or the one hit wonders, or the people who blew up overnight. We'll start to measure ourselves to that. And we'll question, am I doing enough? But all you need to do is figure out what is it that you need to do. What standard is it? Okay. Do you need to go to the gym 5 days a week? Do you need to post 3 videos a day? Do you need to study for an hour every night? What is it that you need to do? What is the standard that you need to hit? And then hit that. And, you know, maybe this is just me, but I often set the bar like all the way up here. Like, I set the bar high. And setting the bar so high means that even if I don't hit, let me back up. Even if I don't hit all the way up here, I'll still hit like right here. But if I set the bar right here, I'm only going to hit like right here because it's too easy. If you're too easy on yourself, you're not going to work hard enough. But if you're too hard on yourself, you're going to burn out and feel like you're never good enough. So the solution is you have to find this balance of being hard enough but easy enough. Being, pushing yourself hard enough but not pushing yourself off the edge of a cliff. Being easy enough that you're not going to die of exhaustion, but being hard enough that you're not going to sit around and be lazy all day because you made the standard only read 2 pages of a book. If that's where your attention span is at and 2 pages of a book is hard for you to read, okay, read those 2 pages. Make that your standard. But if you can easily do the standard, like easily, make it harder because you need to push yourself out your comfort zone. Growth happens in the uncomfort. Growth doesn't happen when everything's perfect. Growth doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when it's hard enough. When you go to the gym, you don't build muscle by lifting the 1 pound weight. You build muscle by lifting the 10 pound, the 15 pound, the 20, the 25, so on and so on. Now, to a baby, the 1 pound weight that's the most they could do. That's really hard for them. But if you are an adult who doesn't have like a muscle condition, a 1 pound weight, you could just do that. It's too light for you. Get the 15, get the 20, get the 25. And as that becomes easy, push yourself ever so slightly more. You don't need to go from 10 to 30. You go from 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's called can't remember the exact word off the top of my head, but progressive overload. The term for it is progressive overload. You figure out what is hard enough that you make progress, that you grow, that you step out your comfort zone, easy enough that you're not going to die of exhaustion and heat stroke and overwhelm, but at the same time, it's not so easy that you don't make any progress. So, the lesson of this video is figure out your comfortable uncomfort. Figure out what is hard enough, but also easy enough. What is that sweet spot for you? Because maybe going to the gym for 2 hours is too much for you. That's way too much. Okay, but 1 hour is too easy. So try an hour and 30 minutes. Or maybe reading 50 pages of a book is way too hard for you. Try 15 pages or 20 because 3 pages is too easy. 50 is way too hard. Try 20 pages of a book. Maybe learning a new language, like you want to become fluent in Vietnamese by the end of the year. Maybe that's too hard for you. How about you become conversational? Like you're able to order food. You are able to ask where's the bathroom. You're able to have a simple, basic conversation by the end of the year. Because that's hard enough that you'll make progress, but easy enough that you're not trying to learn 100 words a day. Some people they can do that. I can't. So just figure out what you can do. Figure out what's hard enough, but easy enough. Figure out that sweet spot and go for it. Your sweet spot might be lower than somebody else's. Your sweet spot might be higher than somebody else's. But at the end of the day, you're the only one who has to live and die by your standard. And on that note, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. If you would like to buy my books, you can find those in the description. If you are a podcast host or have a youth focused organization, so think of schools, summer camps, YMCAs, NAMI, anything of that sort, you can email me below for speaking engagements. If you would like to book a one-on-one consultation with me, you can find that link in the description as well. In addition, my Cash App if you would just like to donate. Have a wonderful, blessed day.